Hey guys, welcome to Free to Be Fit Pop Nutrition. Today's special is a pan-seared steak with oven roasted sweet potatoes and a salad with figs and avocado. It's going to be really good. And so I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and get started while I'm telling you what's the latest update is. As you know, I competed in a competition several times in the last couple of years. However, I would say that I didn't quite do it right. Even though I won, this is loud, I placed second in my first one, and then I placed 10th in my second one. The experience itself was amazing, but I don't think I got out of as much as I could. In terms, I overtrained for the first competition and my both knees went out. Then I enrolled into a lot of trainings and I paid for it. My elbow went out, I have an elbow tendonitis, and my knee's still not working. So I'm back to my pre-competition weight, but instead of doing it the same way the second time around, what I'm doing is I'm going to stick to the 80-20 rule with nutrition, meaning I'm going to be good during the week. Again, I love to eat. And I'm not going to exclude any food groups, but it's going to be eaten every 3 hours, making sure that I got a serving of starch, a serving of vegetables, a serving of meat, and a fruit. This will be my diet for the next 3 months, and I'm going to see where that'll take me along with getting back into training. And the main goal here is I still have a knee injury and an elbow, which just pretty much takes out your entire body from being able to work out. I will be modifying exercises and I will be doing progressive training in terms of building up the strength. You can click over here to see today's #1 MTRW of our new challenge, because the whole thing is I would like to compete next spring. I'm giving myself ample time because I'm not taking any supplements. I'm not taking fat burners, no proteins, powders, BCAAs or anything. My liver cannot process any of those things. I used to, but after taking it for a while, right now my body just doesn't take it. I can't hold it down. So the challenge is to get the nutrient breakdown and composition to where it will promote lean mass, it will promote fat loss, and it gives me ample amount of energy to work out. And the trick with it is when you're taking protein shakes, and there are really good supplies out there. It's the Vita Source, and there are a few other ones. I can post it in my blog if you're interested. A low sodium, all natural protein, but I can't use it. And the thing is, when you take protein supplements, you're eliminating the fat. For example, if I'm eating meat, there will always be a fat component to it. When I'm eating fish or anything else, because it has all those other things. And I'll have to figure out to get in the competition shape the best way. And of course, my workouts, MTRWs are less than half hour. Most will be complemented with a pile yoga, which is active stretching, core work, focused muscle activation. And you can click here to subscribe to my channel and get the pile yoga challenge. It's a pile yoga 90-day challenge for everybody out there who is active right now, or want to be active, or want to get back in the shape where they were, or this is their first time trying out and they want to know where to start. That said, let's go ahead and continue with our steak preparation. To start with the steak, I actually have, as you can see, boneless piece. I do want to trim the fat. You never know, it might be tempting to cook with it. That's just something that you're not getting any benefit, especially if I'm someone who is not able to take protein supplementation. I want my protein to be as lean as possible. And, a lot of times people, without the blood, preferably. A lot of times people who would like to gain weight, especially the bodybuilders, and here's my kitty, he wants some meat. They have the seafood diet, meaning you see and they bulk up, and they're also getting a lot of fat with it. What I would suggest is, if you're really trying to bulk up, is to cut your calorie intake. Do it in pyramids. Cut your calorie intake and cut out your cardio for the first 3 weeks at all. do 3 days of whole body workout, alternating light, heavy, medium when you're working out with weights, and refuel every 3rd day, so it's a high carb meal. Gotta give it to the kiddies. High carb meal, and before you go to bed, every 3rd day, every 4th actually. After 3 weeks, you're adding in 1 more day of weightlifting, no cardio yet, and you're refueling every 3rd day. So that's phase 2. Phase 3, the next 3 weeks, is you adding 2 days of cardio. You're refueling every 3rd day, and you're increasing so that's how you're increasing your calories. So what you end up doing is, for your peaking phase, you have the max amount of calories allowed per body per pound of weight, and you're doing the max cardio, so it's a win-win. Once you trim the fat, throw it out, take the steak. I'm going to cut it out in 3-4 ounces pieces, which is about a deck of cards. You cut it against the grain. The reason why I'm taking 4 ounces is because when you are cooking it, the moisture will go away. Let me grab a scale just to double check. This is really great. It's the Sharper Image scale. Goes both metric and US measurements. So I'm going to put it on. This is 3 and 4, which is fine. I'm eating it in the middle of the day, so it's a little more than I want. But I'm going to go ahead and see how much is this. This is 3, so this is great. This is a 5. I'm going to trim some off. And we're going to continue. So, as you see, it's about this size, deck of cards. After that, you'll need a bowl. And it will be great if I had it with me right now, but I don't. Grab a bowl. Place the meat in cuts in the bowl. Take the Frito-Be Feet spice blend. So that spice goes with fish, chicken, steak, everything. If you want a fish-specific blend, I have a seafood blend, or just regular Frito-Be Feet spice blend. It has oregano, pepper, coriander, and a whole bunch of other stuff. What you want to rub it in. Make it liberal. Make sure that the bottoms of the pieces are there, and just let it set. In the meantime, what you want is 2 large sweet potatoes. Cut it into the size of the, I can hear my cat eating. Cut into the steak fry size. From here, you'll get the rosemary again. I don't have my rosemary. You will need rosemary and red chili flakes and olive oil. Give me 1 second. Now I'm back with my spices. What we're going to use: red chili pepper flakes to taste. You can omit this if you don't like it spicy. White ground pepper. It will make it spicy, so be as liberal or don't put it at all. Ground mustard to give it a little cheesy taste. Get stuck. Rosemary. It adds a really great kind of country home-style cooking dimension, and about 2 handfuls. Minced onion, dry minced onion or fresh. At this point I'm using dry. And I forgot one more thing, garlic. You want garlic powder, no salt. You can go to sfe.com into my Pop Nutrition pantry, where I list all the most commonly used ingredients, and of course the SFE signature spice blend along with SFE signature seafood spice blend. We'll also be posting basic ingredients for making stalling. That's enough. Basic ingredients for making stock, chicken, vegetable, and seafood. So we can use it instead of using the store-bought blend. You want to grab a spoon, and after pouring some oil liberally, I would say it's about 1/4 cup. Make sure you preheat the oven to 250 degrees, and I'm seeing now that I'm stirring it. Needs a little bit more of spices. I want a little more. I like it spicy, very spicy. I went once to a Chinese restaurant and said, "Man, extra hot." So the chef came out 3 times. He's like, "Are you sure you're gonna eat it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat it, all right." So I ate it. I was sweating. It was spicy the way I like it. But I swear they didn't think I'm gonna eat it. I want to go back to Thailand because my dad actually tried a dish there where he couldn't eat it, but it was too salty. The one thing I probably would have issue with it being too salty. Once you mix it all up, so you want an even coating, what you want is take a cookie sheet, preferably wipe your hands, otherwise it's going to be greasy. Take a cookie sheet, take a foil, and line it up. Make sure you get all the little things because that's where the goodness is. You want to line it up one at a time. You don't want them to overlap because those are pretty thick fries. And the trick is to make sure it's one at a time. So this is a pretty big one of the larger cookie sheets. At this point, once the oven is preheated, you'll pop it in to about 10-15 minutes. Make sure you check because sometimes depending on whether you gas or electric oven, that time change. But 220 is about right on the middle rack. Now that we have our potatoes in the oven, and you can put cheese before or after because potatoes will be pretty hot. Once you pull it out, sprinkle a little bit, it'll be fine. If it's soft, it's just if it's hard, yes, go ahead and put it before. There's something for that. Let's go ahead and move to the meat. And that's our focus because I love meat. And also, obviously, I'm trying to get the most protein. I am generally rule of thumb, I eat meat once a week, chicken once a week, fish twice a week. I'll leave 1 or 2 days completely vegetarian because it helps promote digestion. Or I just eat meat once, chicken twice, seafood 3 times in 1 day where I don't. This just helps to cleanse. If you're like me, sometimes it just takes time to process the heavier meats, and it's just, you can also vary with pork, lamb, great low-fat alternatives. I got nothing against pork because it's just like the white meat, just like the chicken. We shredded our onion on the mandolin. If you'd like more information where to get one, go to sfe.com, today's post, and you will be able to find one of the best deals with free shipping. And now we're gonna go ahead and move into the stovetop because this is a stir-fried steak. We're here by the stovetop. Place a little bit of olive oil. If you are concerned about oils and maybe you'll be eating a little bit heavier tonight, go ahead and skip it. Just put a little bit, like a 1/4 cup or even just a few tablespoons of water. Place the shredded onion into the oil. I do not preheat the oil before putting the onion. I don't see a reason why. It actually, while with the oil being cold and the garlic being cold and room temperature garlic, or keep calling onion garlic, room temperature, it actually, the spices and comes better together, the sweetness of the onion, and it assimilates better. Grab the garlic and the garlic squeezer, I don't know what it is, garlic crusher. Squeeze it out. Extract a little bit of steam and let it absorb. Just move it around for a few minutes until you start smelling the garlic and the onion coming together. You can add the fruit beef fish rice blend directly into the mixture as well, because what it'll do, it'll rehydrate the spices and you can smell it better. Then grab our wonderful, beautiful pieces of steak, put them in, cook them in batches so they're not overcrowded and you can keep an eye on them better. It will help if I turn on the gas. I was wondering why it was taking so long to cook. Because it's really warm from the oven. Anyway, let it sit, because I warmed it up before and then I cooled it off. So let's sit here. Let's let it sit. It will cook it until desired temperature. I like mine pretty raw. The rarer the better. Sometimes people say, why don't you go bite the cow? But that's just how I like my meat. I like it raw, rare, just char rare. Char black. Yes, so it's really crispy, kind of crispy on the outside. You can feel that it's cooked, but it's really raw and just barely warm on the inside. Cook it to your temperature, and when you're done, join me for the rest of the conversation. While the meat is cooking, what we'll do is we'll prepare the salad. Always lots of greens, keep you full, garnish. I'm using a blend of mixed greens, half muscloon, spring mix, pretty much. So grab a bowl, put this 2 cups of spring mix into the bowl. I'm also using the unripe green tomatoes, just gives it a slightly different dimension. Well guys, the meat is ready, it looks great. Grab a bowl or a plate, take it out. Well actually, I want the same little layer of greatness on the other side. Just a couple more minutes and it will be perfect. Well, that's the time for the potatoes as well. Let me see, maybe they're almost done. I want to cook them for another 5 minutes. This was 15. So I should have stuck with 20 minutes that I said. But it's better to be on safe than sorry, so undercooking, you can always cook it a little more. Second batch is ready. We'll turn off the stove top, remove our beautiful steaks. Smells amazing. Well, we got our meat taken care of. We're halfway through our salad. Our potatoes are ready. Yep. I always get hot right there. Let's try them out. Done. Let's move them to the plate. You don't want them to be broken, because the beauty of a steak fry is in its thickness and meaty texture. Perfect. Now we're ready to finish up the salad. We got the potatoes, we got the steak, we're about to assemble our plate. Last touch is the salad. Let's finish it up. We have to get distracted to get the meats and the fries. Chop up the cilantro. We got, just to recoup, we got greens, figs, onion, radishes, cucumber. Use a mandolin. Thinner slices. I'm playing with the texture. It also gives it dimension and it makes fruits and vegetables taste different. It works. So we got that. Avocado. This is how you cut an avocado. Use a big knife and cut it around on the long side. Open it up. Then I have this handy tool. If you don't have it, use a knife and a spoon. You slice it through the avocado. I also have one of my posts that has it in pictures. You take the spoon on the avocado cutter and just very conveniently put it out. I'm using half of an avocado because I'm going to be, well actually this is a large salad, so I'm using a full avocado. And this is for several servings for the whole day and to share with my mom. I'm going to use full avocado, and plus avocados is just, they don't stay fresh once you cut it open. Chop it up to break it down, just with a spoon over the tool. Break it down. Here we go. Put all the loose ends into the trash. We have a little bit of, we're using a little bit of cheese. Just about an ounce. You don't need a lot. This gives it, again, a different dimension of playing with textures here. From here, let's mix it up. And I'm going to use olive oil and vinegar to bring all the flavors together. I will put the olive oil and vinegar on the plate. Just drizzle it a little because we don't want the salad to whittle. This is a large portion I'm going to use for the day. If you put the olive oil and vinegar together, the greens will just pretty much absorb them and you will have to throw it out. Let's assemble our plate. We got perfect green salad, some steak fries, beautiful steak fries, and of course the party central is the steak. You can either use a whole steak. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just slice it up. Beautiful. Let's try a piece. Perfect. My boyfriend didn't tell me not to chew and talk at the same time. I can't help it. I hope you enjoyed. Click the button to subscribe to my channel. Free to be Fit and Pop Nutrition, bringing you the best recipes of the artisan fit cuisine. Until next time, free to be fit.